Welcome to the next level with Keith, where clarity replaces confusion and simple systems lead to real freedom. Every episode begins with intention, music that centers your mind, lifts your spirit, and prepares you for transformation. This is your space for growth, your place to reset, your moment to rise. Rethinking your thinking, because when you shift your mind, you shift your money. Stack and grow, where small intentional steps turn into lasting wins. Simple strategies, real progress. Your circle, your currency, because your network matters. Mobile money moves, business, income, and empowerment from the device in your pocket. This isn't just talk. It's guidance. It's strategy. It's movement. Welcome to the next level with Keith. Let's begin.
It's gonna be a whole new heaven. It's gonna be a whole new earth. Can't wait for that day. Can't wait for that day. Hey, y'all. What's up? What's up? Hey, that's one of those songs that I wrote many, many years ago. And it was sung by my group called Arise. And that was led by Chris Sims. He's really doing well now in his career, doing a lot of wonderful things. But yes, I'm excited to be back here again on the Next Level with Keith podcast, episode 8. Good, never late. Episode 8, and I'm excited. I'm excited because tonight I have a treat, and if you hang with me, I'm telling you, I think you're going to have a good time tonight if you just hang out with me on this podcast here tonight, February the 9th, 2026. And oh my, how fast is the time going? Yes, so before I begin tonight, I want to say welcome again to Next Level with Keith. And I want to say some big thank yous because, in case you didn't know, we just reached the 3,000 viewer subscriber mark. 3,000 subscribers, y'all, and counting. So listen to me. So because of you, it happened. So now we're going to shoot for what? 4,000. We're never going to stop. It's the next and the next and the next level. So a big thank you for those of you who, I would say, stood by me all this time and you're standing with me and you're commenting. And I'm seeing some of y'all doing your thing. And I really appreciate you. I want to thank those viewers. Some of you guys are on YouTube, you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok, and Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Boomplay, and just that's just naming a few. But I thank you for your continuous support. It means the world. And like I always say, it's not a me thing, it's a we thing. So you're my family, and thank you for helping me to reach this milestone 3,000 subscribers. God bless every one of you. Yes, so tonight I also want to thank another member, Freedom Chaser, and that's Wamo for you. And they're doing a great thing, and they are now a member of the Freedom Chaser. So if you want those Freedom Chasers, then feel free to become a member. All right, and you can find that on my YouTube channel. That is the doorway to become a Freedom Chaser. And I'm excited for you. So yes, tonight we have a really cool topic. So hopefully you're relaxed, you're home, you have probably had a long day, right? Hustle, bustle, maybe a little overwhelmed with what's going on in the world, maybe the news and all that good stuff. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to chill and take in some Keith. Hey, listen to me. Let's do this. Let us do this tonight. I'm excited. So tonight's topic is the eggs and the basket scenario. The eggs and the basket scenario. All right. So, on this particular podcast, the goal is to bring clarity, because we want to replace the noise. All right. And we want to focus on progress. All right. Because we want to be intentional. All right. And we also want you to have little to no pressure. A little pressure is okay. It's good. But not the pressure that's unhealthy, right? So we want to have a good, well balanced diet here on this podcast, the next level with Keith, as we go to the next and the next and the next level. All right. And maybe you've heard this before. This statement, very popular statement. And I've heard this statement when I was young. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Very, very simple, but very profound statement. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. All right. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you know that phrase. All right. Uh, but you know what? Few people actually live that and live it out. All right. Sounds good, but a lot of us we don't we actually don't live by it. How many of us went to school, worked really hard? God bless you. You studied hard. You were focused. Some of you spend 2 years, some spend 4 years, some spend 6 years, some spend 8 years, some spend 12 years. And you finish schooling, you had that degree that you wanted so badly. And then you went job hunting until you finally landed that job that you so long desired. And you got that job. And you love you love the initial pay they gave you, the salary they gave you, you loved it. You love the perks that they gave you. All right. And you say, listen to me, I'm good now. All right, I'm good now. And you spend 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years in that one job. And it's funny because it was just recently I heard a guy on my church said after 20 years, he made a blunder on the job and he got fired just like that. And I've read that story many times, 15 years, 20 years, all right, 30 years. And I mean, this last year, 2025, over 300,000 Black women lost their jobs. A lot of these were government jobs, federal jobs, of course, but they lost their jobs. Not counting the men or other ethnicity, we're talking Black women alone. I think the count now is even higher than that. All right. So these women, a lot of them now are becoming very, I would say, very creative. And I've seen a couple of them on the news, and they're trying to do different things. They are, expanding their creativity. They're trying some things that was in their heart from years ago. They're learning new tricks and trade, all right, and ideas. And a lot of them are doing okay, but a lot of them really are just really like broken. They're really like at a loss of what to do and what else can I make happen. Where can I turn? This is really wasn't what they were expecting. And so we find that this don't put your eggs in one basket. It's a real thing. It's something that we have to be cognizant of. And knowing that the world that we live in today is not the same world 40, 50, 60, 80 years ago. Very different world. Very volatile from the economical standpoint, the stock market, to the government, and even the blue collar jobs. All right. Very fragile, very volatile. And so, more than ever, people are thinking, maybe I got to diversify myself a bit more. And we've seen that. So, you see, you think about when you have your eggs in one basket, all right, it seems safe, it seems predictable, all right, it seems stable. But you know what? When that basket cracks, if and when it does, it can feel like everything is breaking at one time. That's not a good feeling. You know, this conversation really that I felt very strong in bringing out on this podcast today is not meant to scare you. It's not meant to let you feel perturbed or disturbed or even uncomfortable. Even though sometimes being uncomfortable might be a good thing. Oftentimes if we remain comfortable, we won't make the moves that we need to make or make those decisions that needs to be made. You see, because my role here is to also protect you or to offer a protective ideas or measures that you can uptake. You see, the greatest risk, I believe, the greatest risk is failure. Is not failure. It's not failure. We all fail something, different degrees. It's fragility. All right? How fragile is the foundation? You know, you've heard this story. You might have heard the story, or even phrases that, you want to build your house upon a rock, not the sand. And that came from the good book, you know, about building your home on the rock. You can build it on the sand, but when the winds come and the waves blow, what's your foundation is like? What's the foundation like for that structure? See? So building is one thing, but where and how is it built? That's what you want to take a look at. And so why this one direction can be dangerous. See, the key word is one directional. When it said all your eggs in one basket. Think about what you are as an individual. Think about how you think in different ways, how you may have different ideas, how you may feel like you can do many things, but you choose not to. Sometimes because of fear, maybe fear to really just step out and, could be a fake move or just to explore, you know. But that one direction can be very dangerous. See, when everything flows in one path, when everything flows in one path, even a small disruption can feel massive. All right. Life changes. That's a fact. Market shifts. That's a fact. People evolve. That's a fact. All right. And when we are over concentrated, those changes don't feel like adjustments. You know what they feel like? They feel like emergencies. People will tell you this. People who are smart. Our financial advisor would say, listen to me, you want to try to have X amount of money for emergencies. All right. You want to have certain money for spending. You would even hear people say, like, if you're going to invest or take risk, take certain risks where if you lose the money, it won't be a big loss. You can forget about that money. You won't take away food out of your kid's mouth, in other words, right? Or you'll be able to still pay your rent if you make that investment. That's diversifying yourself. I mean, I've known folks. It's a funny story, but it's true. I remember when I was living in this particular building. My dad had owned the building, in fact, and there was someone who worked a whole lot of money and kept everything he made. At least it was a couple, so everything they made under the mattress. Everything they made. I think they had saved over $17,000 under the mattress. They didn't, you know, whether they didn't understand or they were scared, they didn't diversify that money. Maybe some could be in a bank, maybe some could be in different places, but not all under the bed. So what happened? A fire somehow broke out in the apartment, and you can guess the rest of the story. All right, it was burnt up. They had everything in one place. And it's funny, it's not like they had money, say, some in the closet, and they had some maybe, you know, under some cupboard in other place, another part of the house, maybe some in the room somewhere, some maybe in a lock or a little maybe safety box. They had it all in one place. And it all got burnt up. So here, they're quiet ways to protect yourself before everything falls apart. Right? They're quiet ways. There are three ways you can go about protecting your money. There are three ways I want to kind of share with you. Protect your money or protect things are falling apart, to be more specific, because whatever you are doing, you know exactly the area that you are focusing on, this one straight line, one direction. So you will be able to, you know, take from this and make it your own. The first is this: build a secondary option early. All right. Build a second option early. Now, there are folks who are diehard. I mean, dead center on what they want. And they kind of make it through. Some folks say, listen to me, I am going to be a superstar, maybe in sports or maybe in music. And they go hard at it. I mean, that's all they do. They eat, sleep, and drink that thing. And some do make it. But I know two people that I've met personally, and one was a musician, and one was a aspiring basketball star, and he pretty much was devoted to the game. He was just um, about starting his career as a professional basketball player. And the weekend before he went to the draft pick, he was playing ball and got hurt. I think real damage his ankle, damaged his ankle, and was able to be draft picked for that reason. Another one was a musician. You may know, you might have heard of him because we sang with him some years ago. My band, his name is Ben Tankard, renowned jazz player, and he talked about his experience in not making it into the area, the sports that he so wanted, and he talked about the fact that he was blessed. He just suddenly had the gift of playing the piano, and he built from there. And I think he is a successful based on what I see and understand. He's gotten pretty established in that area, and a renowned player, Ben Tankard. And so build a secondary option early. And these men talked about how they felt when that happened, because they put so much into this one direction. Uh, this gentleman, the first gentleman, said what he had was he was in school, so he did have his degree, right? So at least he was able to build on that. Um, so we see that that's why I encourage people, especially some of these athletes, when they're actually uh, that's it on what they want to do, to get your education. All right. Now I'm taking my time with this because a lot of folks really fall in the trap of one-dimensional approach and don't know that sometimes it's more simpler to actually get yourself rounded, get yourself options. It's simpler than they probably think it is. And sometimes with a little guidance, they will realize that, listen to me, I could do this. It's not so bad. It's just to find the things that are aligned with who they are. So I talk about the first thing, right? Build a secondary option early. Second, separate who you are from what you do. All right. So sometimes who you are, find out what that is, because you see, who you are could be so diverse. There are folks I know, especially if you look at the music world, how a lot of folks became wealthy. They started off with music, right? But they didn't wait until their career ended to try something else. During their music career, a lot of them opened up a clothing line, right? Or a cologne line or perfume line, makeup line. Some open restaurants, chains of restaurants, while they're in the music career. And we see now where the music career has changed so much that where people used to make a lot of money off the music, you find that those days are kind of gone right now. Everything is just about free. People are streaming, they're streaming down stuff, and what you get paid for streaming is pennies. All right. So it's the few that's really know how to market and have the right channel or channels that are doing okay. But for the most part, most musicians rely on just live shows and that kind of thing. But we see where, because of changes in time and changes in industry, those who were ready, those who were kind of seen ahead and planning ahead, are the ones who are still doing okay, right? While the others kind of fall apart. Let's talk about the second is separate who you are from what you do. All right. Now, the third is develop skills that transfer across directions, right? And these are skills that give you leverage, not dependency. So some skills, right? Some skills, it goes across the board. It goes these days. What I'm hearing a lot is that people are now taking very short courses, 1 to 3 months, and it is rivaling people who go to college for 4 years. In fact, the way times are now and how things have changed, folks are saying that be careful when you go to college what you take, because if you take certain if you study certain degree, you may be left out in the cold after you finish, except you'll have a big debt on your hand. So even now, going to college, you want to be very mindful and careful as to what you actually are going to be studying, all right, and concentrating on, because the way our things are right now, I mentioned about times change and things change, all right, industry change. So these are real factual things that you want to consider, all right. You don't necessarily need a dozen option, 1,000 options, right? What you need is just stuff that you can give you a breathe in the room. Breathe in the room. You're not overwhelmed. You can balance. You can balance it all. All right. And later on down, I will talk about a segment that will even enhance the idea of being able to have duplicity or even more. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I will look at this thing called rethink your thinking. This is where this segment comes in, and I want to take a look at rethink your thinking. So rethink your thinking. Sometimes, you see, sometimes collapse doesn't happen because something failed, right? As you begin to think about how things can turn and what you want to be prepared for with your understanding and how you're going to approach things. Rethink your thinking is extremely foundational. All right. So sometimes, like I said, collapse doesn't happen because what? Because something failed. No, it happens because thinking never adjusted. If you don't adjust your thinking, then of course you will stay stuck. So that's where rethinking comes in. So here are 3 reminders that I want to kind of share with you. I think these are worth revisiting. 3 reminders. Focus doesn't mean isolation. All right. It means that you're finding a place where you can get your map properly aligned. All right. You're going to start this journey. All right. You're going to start a journey and want to start the journey right. So the map is going to be that direction that points you where you're going to go. All right. Sometimes you want to be flexible, and the flexibility what brings stability. Sometimes stability, it comes from where? Flexibility. As you're flexible, you get to find what's stable. All right. Progress, what is really a straight line. All right. So you want to what? Rethinking isn't quitting. So rethinking. Gonna rethink. You're not quitting. You may pause for a while. You may say, you know what? Let me just kind of see where I'm at. Do a self, call it inventory, a self check. All right. And by rethinking, then comes refining. You refine that thinking. Right? What I call that is wisdom. That's using wisdom. All right. And that's a part of being maturing in your approach. That's a mature way of looking at things. All right. So this rethinking is a major, major part. It's a major part of it. And you can't leave it out because sometimes you don't know where you are, but it takes that intentional approach to stop and say, you know what? Let me look at what I have and reevaluate. And you may need to actually ask someone. You may need to go to someone. You may need to kind of just pull yourself back a little bit and have someone look and do some thinking with you and maybe show something that you may not even realize. So it can be, triggered even more to rethink more effectively. Now, before we go any further, I want to throw this moment for partnerships. All right, it's a moment for partnerships, and we're dealing with women and men of excellence outreach ministry. That's WAMO.
This moment is for builders, visionaries, and brands with purpose. If you want access, alignment, and momentum, not just motivation, this is your step forward. Join the next level with Keith channel members. Whether you're a freedom chaser, freedom supporter, next level insider, or next level builder, this is where growth gets structure and community becomes currency. And for partners with a mission, we don't just promote brands. We position purpose. Bring your cause, your company, your message, and let's amplify it with intention and impact. Membership opens the door. Partnership expands the reach.
Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries is a global church without walls. We're serving communities through live services, prayer intervention, and outreach that changes lives. Support our $500 monthly giving drive at WAMOE.org/give. Shop with purpose at faithmerchandise.com, featuring Dr. Faith's Miracle Lemonade. Book Dr. Faith for therapy, speaking, or ministry at drfaithreborn.com. Grow through professional connection and vocational training at theexcelproject.com. Subscribe to our monthly newsletter and follow us on socials at WAMO Ministries. Become a great motivator. Help us empower minds for success in the kingdom of God.
Yes, yes, yes. So I hope that we'll see that WAMO is doing a great work and align with that, I would say, boots on the ground kind of ministry. Align and support with our tax deductible donations, yo. Like this says, we want to raise at least $500 per month for that ministry because that will help them to do so much more because, it's a we thing, like I say, not a me thing, it's a we thing. So if you feel that there's alignment there, you go forth and do just that. So yes, we're talking about the eggs and the basket scenario, y'all. The eggs and the basket scenario. I hope so far you're having fun. You learned some new nuggets here. And feel free to comment, comment and share what you have and maybe an experience you have and how you're connecting with this idea And I've been getting some responses from you guys, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So yes, so we're about to go to our next segment, and it is your circle, your currency. Yes, I was about to start singing just now. I'm like, wait a minute, I like that. That was cute. Yes, so your circle, your currency. And yes, we are still talking about the eggs and the basket scenario, y'all. All right. So the people around you, the people around you, they really have to shape who you are, whether you know it or not. The people around you, they really have to shape you more than you even think. You know, I would have this conversation sometimes with a very, I would say, very interesting thinker. And we are much more conformed than we believe. Just think about this, right? Think about you were born. Who gave you your first, um, who gave you a name? Who gave you the first bottle? What were the first words you heard? The first person who touched you? Um, where they placed you at night? I mean, what they played around you? Who they brought around you? The church you went to or didn't go to? I mean, there's an array of things that happened to you before you even know your name, before you even knew your name. All right. Think about how influenced and conformed we are, not even knowing. And here we are now as adults, and we kind of forget that we were really influenced, or we ate what we like more than we think, beyond just our genetics and those things that we got from maybe our our parents or their parents. So people around you, some loudly, some quietly, do really help to shape your decisions, all right? And help to shape your pace. Now, this is where the right circle comes in. Now, the right circle doesn't mean they always say nice things to you to make you feel good. Sometimes the right circle may make you feel uncomfortable sometimes. They may ruffle your feathers. They may make you feel even angry because they're challenging you to be better. So the right circle is not about all my friends making me feel good all the time and they'll make me accountable. All right. It's all a part of shaping you to be your best. So yes, what do the right circle looks like? Right? What does the right circle looks like? All right. They offer what? Perspective, not pressure. They offer perspective, not pressure. I spoke about in one of my segments that you can have a wife go home to her husband or vice versa with an idea. And rather than saying you're feeling something, it must be a reason why. Let me hear you out. Sometimes they would just kill the idea before it even come out properly. And this is someone that you love and care about, or who thinks love you, and they will kill the idea so fast you'll wonder. All right. So sometimes your circle is not your wife. Sad to say. Sometimes your circle is not your husband. It's not your kids. All right. And they claim they love you, right? But I mean, in reality, that's where we have to know who we are, get to love ourselves, and know that at the end of the day, when you were born, you're born by yourself. All right. You're born by yourself. So the right circle is important. All right. So also your environment can either rush you or ground you. Now, that's not a very important one. The right environment, your the right folks, all right, the right folks really, really, really is important. They can offer perspective, not pressure. They mobilize balance instead of burnout. Your environment can either rush you or ground you. Now, ground is important, right? Grounding is important. This rush thing can be very dangerous. All right. So what? You want to choose wisely who has access to your thinking space. That's very important. Now, on my page, on my site, I mentioned to you in a few of my episodes, I have what you call hubs. Not hugs, hubs. Hubs, hubs, right? And these hubs are designed for you to take a look and see if you're aligned with any one of these things that I'm trying to connect with you on. Now, think about a hub like passive income, for example. A lot of you right now are looking for passive income. You're looking for it. Some of you have even prayed for it. Lord, can you open a way? Can you open a door for me? Can you show me a way in which I can do something extra without being burnt out? You prayed and believed for it. Some of you have kids and you say, listen, man, I can't leave my home and spend 8 hours or 4, 5, 6, 8 hours, 10 hours anywhere else. I need to be home with my family. But how can I do this without being pressurized, without feeling like I'm drained, right? And have time for my family. And you may have stumbled upon this podcast. And on the podcast you're hearing, there's a simple way how you can get it done. All right. And you go to the passive income hub. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be real. All right. Now, when you go on Facebook, for example, and you say, make a request, a friend request, the person that you actually send a request to don't have to accept you. They may look at your page. They may go over what you look like. All right. And there are folks who have actually sent requests to my page, want to be friends. I don't say because you requested me, I'm gonna just click and say yes. I'm gonna do a little bit of stewardship here. I'm gonna check you out and see if maybe we're in alignment. And I've gone in some pages, I'm like, whoa, no, 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 no. No, I mean, what I'm seeing on your page doesn't align with me. And so I don't accept your friend request. And so even though I've made the effort and the wherewith to make sure that what I'm presenting, it is really simple and easy, flexible and mobile, I still will look at your request and I'd accept you or not accept you. All right. I'm at a place now where I'm not desperate for anything or anyone. All right. And I find that things are moving and growing and expanding without me feeling desperate. And, today I was talking to my producer, and it's funny because we talked about how people are overwhelmed with just the constant bombardment of media. I mean, the effects and just the overall aesthetics of things, and just things are so, I would say, manufactured that I think people now are trying to find what's real. Just, can I feel normal? Can I just hear a normal conversation, a normal person without all the extra stuff and fluff, right? I can be very transparent with you, and I can look back in some of my videos. And I'm telling you, folks, sometimes I laugh at myself because I'm here where I miss the S's and the EDs. I'm like, oh my God, kids, you got to get your vocabulary stronger and better, right? You gotta you gotta make it better. You're missing the eds right there, and the s's right there, and the t's right there, and but you know what? It's okay. I don't beat myself up. I'm a work in progress, just like you are. I'm growing, but I want to remain authentic. I'm just a normal guy with a supernatural dream. I'm an ordinary guy with an extraordinary vision, I believe, and I want to incorporate you in my vision. If you see so fit that you can align with me, all right. I believe my years of experience that I've had is not just accidental. I think it's purposeful. I didn't know at the time, and a lot of what we have and have acquired is not for us. It's for somebody else. And once we get to understand that, then now we find that we do it with passion. We do it with a certain sense of comfortability, not anxiety, not desperation. You know, believe me, I used to be at some years ago very anxious about my YouTube channel. I mean, where the subscribers are they coming? Where are they? It doesn't matter like that anymore. I want people who are serious. I want people who are intentional. These days, if you look around, you don't have to go too far to see that things are changing rapidly. And we need to be intentional and also understand that time is not waiting for us to get together. We got to take that initiative and we got to be aggressive and assertive about what we want, especially if it's been given to us. A lot of what we do and we have access to is not because we were so smart, because someone went and did the work. Someone did the hard labor and brought it to us. And here we are. We need to maximize it. Now, look at inventions. Why you always seeing different inventions coming up? Because they're trying to make things easier and easier and easier. All right. So as I talk about your circle is your currency, believe me, a lot of us wonder why we may be where we are and haven't progressed. Check your circle. That's a major part of it. All right. Just check your circle. I mean, do like a fine tooth comb kind of approach. Like really understand. And like I said, it doesn't mean that they're bad people. It doesn't mean that they are there to hurt you. It's just that your alignment needs to be actually in the right place, in the right circle. And that's how you know that wisdom is working when you make those moves. All right. Like I said, your environment can either rush you or ground you. What do you want to be? All right. So what? Choose wisely. Right. Choose wisely. Right. Who has access to your thinking space? And now we're going to go to our next partner, Moment of Partner. And this is Gospel Foundation International Healing Ministry, the GFIH Ministry.
This moment is for builders, visionaries, and brands with purpose. If you want access, alignment, and momentum, not just motivation, this is your step forward. Join the next level with Keith channel members. Whether you're a freedom chaser, freedom supporter, next level insider, or next level builder, this is where growth gets structure and community becomes currency. And for partners with a mission, we don't just promote brands. We position purpose. Bring your cause, your company, your message, and let's amplify it with intention and impact. Membership opens the door. Partnership expands the reach.
Gospel Foundation International Healing Ministries is a Bible-based ministry. Through worship, prayer, and deliverance, we help individuals find restoration. We equip believers to build stronger families and healthier communities. Footprints of Faith Radio shares real stories of healing and hope. Bible Talk for Children helps kids develop strong moral foundations. Apply for sponsored digital advancement support for growing your reach. Your support makes this possible. We're aiming for a $500 monthly goal. Support, partner, or give today at gfihministries.org/give.
Yes. Another great ministry. GFIH. That's Gospel Foundation International Healing Ministries. And they're doing a fantastic job. And I'm aware of it because I've seen how they have taken what they have done here in the States and now it's overseas, several countries, and how they're impacting others. And I think it's just amazing. It aligns with my heart. I think it's a beautiful thing. And like I said, your tax deductible donations is really can go a long way with such a ministry. Your $10, your $20, your $50, or more can go a long way. So I'm counting on you to make it happen as you feel the alignment with this ministry. Yes, and we're about to go to our next segment, y'all. Yeah, I'm having fun. I don't know about you, but I'm having a whole lot of fun here. Talking about eggs and the basket scenario. Have you put the eggs in one basket and found out that, hey, it was a big mistake? Or are you someone who have diversified yourself and you found that it really came in handy? You know, I give you a joke. Well, not a joke, but about a year and a half, 2 years ago, on my job, working in school as an educator, and one of my teachers said, "You know what? I do Uber. I do Uber." I said, "Really?" Because I thought Uber was a process that one had to go through, and it was. But for some reason, I think the last 2 years prior to when I spoke to her, they'd made some changes to where to become an Uber driver would have been very easy. And you wouldn't have to go through those same old regimen and stipulations and red lines, so to speak, or pay this kind of money to get your Uber thing going. So I asked her, what was your approach? And I didn't believe how easy it was. So went on the app, applied, they did a background check, and you were good to go. I'm like, wow. Of course, you are restricted to drive certain areas. You weren't like the regular Uber driver who going through that regime, the other approach where they go to certain classes and they pay some amount of monies. It wasn't that approach. It was a pretty much simple, straightforward, up and go. And I did it because sometimes when I did the app, when I signed up for the app, I figure, well, as months go on, time go on, things may change. It may be harder to get the app. So let me just join. So in case I need to use it and I need to do an Uber a week or a day or a month, I can always do it. And so I went ahead and applied, and I got the go ahead to go and do my Uber. And lo and behold, I didn't do it right away, but here came December. I'm like, let me give it a shot. And it came in so handy. Just having that extra income that I earned that month. But the idea was that I positioned myself. So even now, if I want to do Uber, I don't need to do it now, thank God. But if I want to do it now, I already positioned myself to do it. All right. So things like those, some training, some courses, some classes you can do. There are many places that gives out free courses. You never know when you might need something other than just your regular job or regular thing that you're doing. So I was very, very excited that, you know, here came a moment where I needed some extra funds, and it came in very, very handy. Uh, like a month or so, all right? But it was very, very good. But the point is that looking at this segment here, it's called Stack and Grow. That's next segment. Yes, stack and grow, stack and grow. I tell you, man, there's something about stacking and growing that I'm loving. And stacking and growing is a very wide thing. All right. Initially, I was looking at it as a very kind of just almost like a little closed. But as time went on, and I opened my mind, I'm like, stack and grow. That's it's a really wide thing. It covers so many different areas. Stack and grow. But as we stack and grow, thinking about not putting all the eggs in one basket, we don't want to overwhelm ourselves. We don't want to feel overwhelmed. All right. Growth doesn't have to feel heavy and burdensome and just like, oh my goodness. You know, it doesn't have to feel frantic. It doesn't have to feel like, I'm pushing up a hill with this heavy cart. So here are two ways, right? Here are two ways to stack wisely. I think they're important. First, learn first, apply second, and expand later. Learn first, apply, expand later. Very important. Second is this: add one layer only when the last feels manageable. All right. Now, I'm an example of that right now because, like I mentioned about hubs, I have a family protection hub. And I talk about my experience, how I was such in a serious situation some years ago. And because I went ahead and got legal protection, all right, because sometimes legal protection can be very, very stressful if you're not prepared for legal matters. Sometimes all you need to do is just ask a question that will solve that stress. I give an example. Recently, I had a debt that I paid off because I believe in paying off my debts. And when I paid off the debt, somehow, some weird kind of way, I received a letter saying that I'm sued. That's how it looked to me. That's how it sounded to me, based on my understanding. Because sometimes when they send these things to you, it's to scare you really and make you jump and do something maybe erratic, or if you're not able to really, you know, find the right sources, you'll feel stuck and maybe do something drastic that's gonna hurt yourself and your pocket. And so when I saw this letter, I was like, wow, what is this? I paid a debt off, so why am I getting this letter? I was able to call my legal representative. And when I did, she went over and said, Mr. Marrett, no worries about that letter. You're okay. They wanted to do XYZ. They redacted XYZ to show me how they did it. Just keep the letter for safekeepings, but you're good to go. My stressor went rolled off like water in a duck's back. All right. So those small little things, but it doesn't impede with my other thing that I'm doing. See? So when I say stacking and growing, look at your life and what affects you and what can affect you and how you can do things to what? To make sure that you stack properly. I talked about a product recently that I used that I believe that I had a breakthrough health wise. All right. I want to share that. I feel the need to share it. No, I don't share everything about my life, where I go, everything I do, but I think that can help so many people. All right. I talk about that. You can find that in my passive income, all right, hub, or my family protection hub, things like those. All right. So the stacking here is when you're exposed to something that may be new to you, take a look. Don't be afraid to take a look. Um, I've learned over the last 20 years that taking a look at things for me became very beneficial. I learned what not to do, what I don't want to do, what I don't like to do, to what I like to do and enjoy doing and is passionate about. You know what I mean? So I mentioned about learn first, apply second, expand later. All right. Second was add one layer only when the last feels manageable. So to me, I don't feel overwhelmed. I don't feel like I'm stressing. I feel things are aligning themselves more and more. All right. You see, growth should what stretch you, not drain you. I give an example. You can start a program because of a product that you like. And eventually you know what, you may say, you know what, I can sell this too. Many people they shop in Amazon, for instance. They shop there. And they eventually go and say, you know what, there's a thing called affiliate. What is that? Affiliate program? What is that? They so they go deeper and they find that they can become an affiliate of Amazon and also sell their products. And next thing you know, a lot of folks are doing well. Amazon, I believe I've made over 20 million millionaires. I think 20,000 millionaires over the last 20 something odd years, just by allowing folks to become an affiliate of them. A lot of these people, when they started, they were shoppers. They were buying things. They didn't go there to start a business, right? But they stacked. So it's a similar approach. So you may start at one level and you stack and grow as you say, you know what? Hey, passion is there. This thing works for me. Let me share. All right. And they just leverage that and it becomes an extra income. And that to me is a good thing. All right. So like I said, growth should what? Stretch you, not drain you. Right? If it's costing you peace of mind, then it's costing too much. All right. If it's costing peace of mind, it's costing too much. So we're always stacking. Just have to know how and what is stacking and what needs to be stacked. You know, once it's aligned properly, then that's how you know. And sometimes all you can know is when you speak to somebody outside of yourself who may have the experience, who can understand you, get to kind of unearth it a little bit and give you some structure, give you a sense of direction. Man, you be flying like a bird. You be flying like a kite. You know what I mean? So it's a wonderful thing as you think about these different things that you're going to implement. You know, from the rethinking, right? From the rethinking point of view, all right. And you're thinking about what your circle. That's so important, right? Stacking and growing. Now, this is also another section that I really really like. I think it's very important, especially these days. And this segment is really mobile money moves. Mobile money moves. Think about mobility, all right? Flexibility. A lot of people right now, I spoke to someone today, as a matter of fact, and this person has a business here. They're traveling for a few weeks. They're traveling, and the business doesn't stop. They said, based on this and based on that, I can still do my business effectively overseas, being away from my home for a month. That's awesome. Mobile money moves. So a big part of what I'm presenting here is highly mobile. Highly mobile. And you want that. All right. You have a phone, you have Wi-Fi, you maybe have a tablet, you have a laptop. Man, you have all you need. You have all you need. All right. And so with those things, I mean, come on, folks. If online banking, if all these wallets, a lot of folks now they get a check and they change the check. They use their phone to deposit their checks. They don't even go into the bank that much anymore. So even now when I go to my bank, it's usually not very long lines I'm seeing there. Not because folks are not in the bank, they're just doing things differently and they're saving time. All right. When I go online and do online banking, I'm saving time to go to the bank, maybe probably get in an accident, get a ticket, gas. I'm saving gas just for using those technologies. So I'm excited to share with you all that I have on this page. All my hubs are there, and they're there for you to check out. And guess what? And see what aligns with you. All right. Freedom doesn't always come from one big win. It doesn't. All right. It more often it comes from what? More often it comes from movement. Movement. You think about money. Money that stays one place, that's stuck at one place, doesn't really grow. When it moves. When it moves. All right. A lot of folks they depend on savings only. And when they have an emergency, there's no more money because the savings is gone. And they had no flow enough income. No, nothing called residual income. The bills are residual, they come every month. So why not make the money also residual? Let it come every month or every week or every whatever. All right. So it's important. One main focus, others kept light. All right. Keep one main focus, others kept light. Time blocks instead of emotional stress. Projects supporting each other, not competing. So right, so keep one main focus, others to keep it light. So you're not bombarding yourself at the same time, right? But you're keeping a flow. All right. You may because like I said, you focus on one thing, but you let other things, just keep it balanced. Keep it balanced. All right. And so therefore you won't have this emotional stress and feeling overwhelmed. All right. And you make sure that each project can support each other. All right. They're not going against each other. They support each other. They're congruent. Maybe different, but they're congruent. All right. They complement each other. That's important. Freedom is knowing what deserves your attention right now. All right. Right now. So some things are more delayed or can be delayed, right? I'll go at a slower pace. And some things is right now. All right. And so those are things that you can navigate and learn. I always go back to coaching. You can't leave out the equation. Mentorship, someone who has the experience, all right, who can help to guide you through those things. All right. So it's not that you don't have the resources. You have to reach out and actually um make use of those resources that's there available to you. And that's the beauty. In today's tech age, we have a lot at our fingertips, a whole lot at our fingertips. And that's a beautiful thing. We can save a lot of time, all right, and still make it happen. And yes, it's a right now thing. And if it's a right now thing, make it a right now thing. And I want to throw another moment for partners. And this is human impact development consultant.
Strong organizations are built on more than strategy, they're built on people. At Human Impact Development Consulting, we help organizations strengthen leadership and support staff well-being. We put clear people systems in place that actually work. From HR advisory and policy development to leadership support, we cover it all. Our approach is practical, ethical, and people-centered. If ready for clarity, confidence, and sustainable impact, visit sandrinedunkley.com. Human Impact Development Consulting, where people systems meet performance.
Awesome. Yes. So you see where you can get some service in that area. And that's very important and very foundational for a lot of people who might be looking for that kind of support. Yes, so we're down to our second to last kind of segment, like I would say, almost to the end of this podcast. And I hope you've been having fun. I hope you're kind of just taking it all in and realizing that, you know what? Hey, I can do this. Because a lot of folks are watching. And as they watch, folks may draw to different things. Different things may speak to you. All right. But the idea is to really just give value. All right. I believe in giving value. And let the rest falls where it falls. So this segment here is probably one of the most important segments in our lives, whether it's online or offline. It's about taking action. And this is where I think most of us sometimes we lose out. And I've lost out in this personally in my life, not taking action when I should have taken action. And so my encouragement to you is that you want to look at how taking action looks like for you, what drives you, and look at what you have done before as far as action taken, but where did it get you? Sometimes we go with the pulse that seems most, I would say, easiest to us, or fun, or pleasurable, but it doesn't get us to where we need to go, right? Look for the path of least resistance, so to speak, right? I know I do it oftentimes, but I know that this action taken thing is key, is really key. Here is one simple action for today. Take a quiet look. No, just take a quiet look at where your time, your energy is currently placed. It is strolling online. Is it talking on the phone with someone for an hour on a daily basis? And when you finish, nothing happened except you felt drained? Is it just watching movies? We call it movie binging. And when you finish watching the movie, you're like, wait a minute, where did time go? Right? So that's a very important thing for you to understand. Where is my time going? I remember some years ago, we did a time management, called it homework. And we had to record our time, I think it was for a week. And bring it back to class to show how we use our time. And I was blown away when I saw how much time I wasted. time management. All right? Very, very important. Now, if you focus, if one focus begins to feel overwhelming, remember this. Because sometimes you can start at one thing, right? But you start feeling like, wait a minute here. Where am I? I'm getting overwhelmed. Remember this. You can pause without quitting. You can pause without actually quitting. It's very important because when you pause, you kind of give yourself time and room to kind of refresh, realign, kind of rethink and maybe re-strategize. Different things come to your mind. You can explore without abandoning. There are some companies or some people who feel that if you move from what they think you shouldn't move from, then you're abandoning. And if you're not careful, you'll be stuck worrying about what they will think of you trying to explore other options. They will actually feel that you're really being someone who is not stable when you're really finding stability or being stable. All right. You can redefine success as sustainable. Yes, you can. Guess what? You are allowed to go without breaking yourself. I hear someone say recently, it's not my job. I get it. Person saying, I do have a job. I can't take on too many jobs because I break myself. I hurt myself. Makes perfect sense. So I'm learning to do that myself, right? And find a way, happy medium where there's balance. Yes, this is called taking action. And I would challenge you, since the year started, have you taken the action that you needed to feel like you're satisfied right now? Do you feel that, listen to me, based on how I started this year, I'm happy with my first month, going into my second month, into my third month. I'm happy because I did this when the year started. Are you saying, oh, I feel like I'm getting back into the same trap that happened in 2025 when I started and I had this enthusiasm, I had this drive, but it went the first, second, third month, it was gone. Or do you feel like you're repeating that kind of pattern? Or do you feel that you're making steps now that will lead to a stronger, better 2026? That's how I feel. I told myself last year, some things will not follow me into 2026. It's not going to, no way. And some things I've cut, some things I stopped, right? And it's funny because one thing that I stopped doing is buying out so much, buying out outside food so much, fast food so much. And so I realized that if I put the right stuff in my body and my brain gets it, I won't feel as hungry. I got on this product called Reds and Greens. Man, oh my goodness. Reds and Greens. It's like a superfood, man. And when I drink that thing, one scoop in the morning, some water, I feel like I don't even need lunch. So I'm spending less, saving more. One activity, one action. All right. So we all have the ability to make good decisions, strong decisions, right? By taking action and not linger and wait around. All right. So, yes. And my final thought, putting all your eggs in one basket is not bravery. It's an unprotected risk you're taking. Wisdom is learning how to focus and prepare for what? How to grow and breathe in this message. All right. So wisdom is learning how to focus and prepare how to grow and breathe. Now, if this message resonated with you, sit in it. Pause. Don't rush. No rush is needed here. Just realignment. Just realign yourself. I'll say it again. Putting all your eggs in one basket isn't bravery. It's an unprotected risk. Wisdom is learning to focus and prepare how to grow and breathe. So like I said, if you felt that disconnected with you, all right, then I would suggest that you take all the nuggets, run with it. I'm Keith, and this has been The Next Level with Keith. Stay grounded, stay flexible, and keep moving forward wisely, the best way you can. Again, thank you for staying with me here tonight on this podcast. Wish you the best for the year. I want to see you back here next week. Same place, same time. And we're going to have some fun again. Learn some things. And we're going to be growing and going to the next level. Good night. Stay strong and God bless you. Keith.
If today's episode spoke to you, it's because you're ready. Ready for your money to work for you. Ready for practical steps, not just motivation. Ready for faith-led financial freedom. Ready to build stability, peace, and confidence for your family. You're not alone on this journey. The Next Level isn't just a podcast. It's a movement toward freedom, one episode at a time. Stay connected. Listen anytime at podcast.keithmarrett.com. Explore the Next Level Movement Hub. Subscribe on YouTube at Keith Marrett. Like, share, comment. Your engagement helps this message reach more families. Take your next step. Visit keithmarrett.com/impact/the next level. Subscribe for the latest blog from the Freedom Resource Hub. And join the Next Level Resource Network. Choose the hub that fits your journey. Music and speaking, family protection, digital learning, passive income, or Keith's book and reading hub. Press play. Take action. Your next level is calling.